Okay, so we're trying to get the carb off the 400EX. We're gonna take these side plastic panels off. So there's a little clip right here that comes out. It's this little thing. There's also one here, up right here. And then there's a bolt right there that you take out. That is a just like an Allen head bolt. So we're gonna pull those off, and then we should have better access to the carb, which is like underneath here. Okay, I was able to slip the carb off the intake boot. I'm gonna take these 4 screws, or these 2 screws off the front. I'm gonna try to disconnect the throttle cable so I can take it over to the bench and clean it. I figured this would also be a good time to drain the gas. So we're gonna try to pop that screw off to take the throttle off. Just waiting on my dad to come back. I ran a hose out of the hose from the fuel tank just into a catch can, and we're gonna just drain the tank so we run it with fresh gas when we start. Okay, so update, carb is removed. Just doing a basic cleaning on this. So more or less, I just kind of like sprayed into all the different parts that I could with brake carb cleaner. So I sprayed into where the flow poles are, cleaned the bottom of the inside of the carb. I took out the jets, so the jets thread in, there's 2 of them. One threads in down here, and the bigger one threads into this top part. So the trick to cleaning these, and this took a long time because this one was really gummed up. But whenever you look at this, you should be able to see like fresh light. You should be able to see light through it. See, like right there? You couldn't before. So what I did was, you can't really see this, took a really small piece of wire from a wire brush, and I cleaned that, basically just ran it through. So I took a wire brush that we have, cut one of these pieces, the bristles off, and use that to kind of flush it through. So the other one I have soaking in carb cleaner right here still, but spray into all of the passages. I sprayed into all of the overflow hoses and everything too. Sprayed into like where the actual body of the carb is, and then just kind of make sure everything is totally cleaned out. The next thing I'm going to do is put it back together and stick it on the vehicle and see what happens. But again, you really just want to make sure everything is cleaned out as best you can. If I'm missing something, let me know. I could be. This is just what I've always been taught to do. I also sprayed carb cleaner into where the fuel line attaches, just to try to get it into the entire system here. So that's about it. We're gonna get some reassembly, and then we'll do another check in there. Did notice that it does kind of sit a little bit crooked, but if you look, the air box also kind of accounts for that whenever this little boot hooks on. So I took out the air filter, and that is due to be replaced. You can kind of see as I took it out, super dirty, and it like fell apart as I was messing with it. So we're gonna replace that whole assembly, and I'm gonna put it back together loosely here just to check this and see if it'll start and run. Okay, we're putting the fairings back on. Again, there's 2 clips and a screw. These are kind of a pain in the butt to put on. I'm not gonna lie to you. You have to sort of get them all perfectly lined up. This actually has a tab that's broken, but there should be a metal or a plastic tab there. This whole thing just kind of drops in like that, and then there's a bolt that goes down here. So the clip goes here, here, and then the bolt goes down here. So you just have to try to keep it in place while you put everything in. Okay, the fairings are on. You can see both sides, the plastic's there. Last step is the seat, and then we'll be able to take it for a little spin. All right, gonna do a cold start. Let's see, ETB's looking great. Back together. Just to show you that it's cold. Do no choke.